of sports enthusiasts, welcome to Blaqsport Podcast. I am your host, like always, Insonet Uche, and I'm still on the wheel to take you through what is happening in the world of cricket and Kabaddi. Today is an interesting one because we just had a completed ICC tournament in which India became the champion again, making it the second tournament they actually winning consecutively, a world title tournament for that regards, in which they are winning for the second time. Wow, what an impressive time for you to be an Indian, in which they have a 22 unbeaten record in 23 matches in ICC matches. That's quite an impressive record, and today we're going to dive into what really makes India tick in cricket. And we have a wonderful guest here. The first time we're having a new guest on the podcast show, and we have a return of no one else than Mohit Kothadia, which is the second time he's coming on Blaqsport Podcast. So I want to say welcome to Blaqsport Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you, Mohit. I think you're familiar with what's going on here, and is quite an interesting one to have someone. The first female on the Blaqsport Podcast is no one else than Riddhi Ghevariya. Is right here. So welcome to Blaqsport, Riddhi.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so it's been an interesting one, and let me tell you the truth, I'm super thrilled. I'm over the moon because one, Indian is champion again for who knows for how long, because I'm trying to understand how a nation will be so good in cricket that they have a good 22 unbeaten. How does that make you feel?
Proud, I guess.
Proud? Because, no, let me make this. Do you know what it means to go unbeaten in tournaments, having only won in 23 games, and 23 games you only lost just one game, and that was against Australia.
That was the most important game.
And the most important game for that matter.
Yeah. So that just feels like dream was about to come true.
Yeah.
For all the cricket loving fans. It's just that one game, one bad day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just what would have been a great legacy. I mean, I'm not just trying to diminish what they achieved, but just one more game, 23 out of 23. Just imagine that. I mean, that's just insane. The record
is actually insane. I kept wondering, how is that? I even have to go further. How did someone go that? How can someone be this good consistently? And I guess this actually brings us to talk about how important and rugged and strong the IPL is, which means that's where every single thing is coming together, and that's what makes them so thick. But before we dive into the cricket and the tournament, I want to exclusively know about you and how you fell in love with sports and cricket and Kabaddi. So we're going to ask the question I'm going to ask anyone who comes to Blaqsport Podcast. So Riddhi?
Yes.
Which day or when did you fall in love with Kabaddi?
Thank God you didn't say cricket.
Yes, I know. So when you fell in love with Kabaddi?
So it was back in 2015.
Okay.
It was PKL, Pro Kabaddi League Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we were following them from the first match. And Bengaluru Bulls was my favorite team.
All right.
And
how old were you then?
Sorry?
How old were you?
It's hard to remember. It's 10 years back, so 23, 24 years.
Okay, all right.
And Bengaluru Bull was so terrific team, and raiding and defending and everything. We will talk about that in detail.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yes, exactly.
But it was so good. We both picked the same favorite team, so no competition at that time.
Okay.
But the most memorable match was the second season finale.
Okay.
It was U Mumba versus Bengaluru Bulls.
All right.
I didn't like U Mumba. I don't like them now even.
You don't even like them now, okay?
But Bengaluru Bulls was really good. And in the final match, Bengaluru Bull also, in the first half they were just lost.
Okay.
But in the Kabaddi, they were so lagging behind. Right. But in the second half, they came back and Ajay Thakur made a super raid, and then eventually they came too close to win. The moment when Manjeet was about to cross the line, at the point when Anup Kumar just dragged his leg, and that's one point cost them the match.
A few inches here or there.
I don't like it when just 1 point. It's not being fair on us.
And that's 1 point also just about 1 inch. I mean, he could have tapped the line, but he was just trying to be dramatic.
About to touch it. But the presence of mind of Anup Kumar, the captain of Yumba, was so great. He just pulled it.
No.
And he couldn't cross the line. So that cost match to Bengaluru Bulls.
That was quite a memorable one. I know that actually explains so much how you fell in love with Kabaddi.
Yeah.
And before we dive into Kabaddi in detail, we're going to be diving into the ICC tournament, which is an extraordinary record that we're about to dive in. We have a new record pacer, which is India, going all the whole tournament unbeaten till they clinch the title. How do you feel winning India winning the ICC tournament? How do you feel?
To be honest, this was on the cards. I mean, this last tournament doesn't really give you much happiness.
Okay.
Because, I mean, look at the team. This team would have won anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Not just in Dubai. I mean, you get this accusation that India played in Dubai for like almost all their matches. They didn't travel anywhere.
Yeah.
And the conditions were tailor-made for them. Like they went with 5 spinners. In fact, 4 of them played in the playing 11, starting 11. So it's just that the one-sided games that doesn't give you the that real happiness. Obviously, you feel proud and you like that they won the title, but it would have been a lot better if it was a edge of the street thriller and something like the last ball win, or at least there was some fight. This was just like all one-sided game. So
and owing to the fact that you said something, Rahid, that it was the Pakistan was people that meant to host this tournament, right?
Yeah.
And now it's been moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a whole lot of people in the fuse I saw online that people think that India had that wonderful weather, have a good climate, and that's also gave them an edge to the win. Do you think so?
Conditions matter in this, but I don't think this win. It was India's win, no matter where they would have played. But
okay.
It would have been fair play if they had played with all the condition with all the other teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just on the one ground.
Yeah, because that was because you were on one ground. Even I know it seems to be is a neutral ground, but if you've been on the ground all through the tournament, sometimes you get accustomed to the weather, and also create a huge advantage because the same training, the same place you train, or the same weather you train, the same place you're going to be playing your games. So you actually have a huge advantage you have on this.
Yeah, you cannot deny, but again, I would say
it would have made difference.
I would say the India is the best team, so it doesn't matter where it plays. It will win.
Yeah, I mean,
record shows that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because having a beating record for having 22 games is also
in 2023 World Cup.
Yeah,
India traveled to 9 different cities in India.
Mm-hmm.
When we hosted World Cup, most of the teams had stayed in 1 or 2 locations. India traveled to 9 different cities all over the India. And India is really diverse.
Yeah, definitely.
So we still won all the games, all the group games, semi-final.
But it's still your home. Come on.
But they still travel to.
Yeah, even though you're traveling, but it's still your home.
But then you need to consider travel fatigue, right?
Even in our home, we have the hottest place and the coldest place.
Yeah.
You cannot compare it.
Yeah.
India is a very diverse country in weather and everything.
Yeah, okay, you have a point there because I know you got, and one thing I'm sure of, for the fact that you're moving around, you're going, I'll call it cross country, that can also, fatigue can actually come in there. They need the rest, because one thing about an athlete when in a competition is they need as much rest as possible.
Exactly.
And if you're on the road every single time, that can also impede in your game. That's actually, so that's a point you pointed out there as well. And there's something that I actually want to talk about that has to do with Rohit, the leadership. Before I was saying why was Kohli, my superstar, not the captain anymore. So why can you give me any insight why he didn't captain the team again on this tournament?
So I mean, things that back a few years back. I mean, so Kohli captained. Kohli actually transformed Indian cricket into fitness freak team. Like, I mean, people used to have like real large bodies, bellies hanging around, not real fast in the field. But since Kohli came, and is just transferred the team and took the team from bottom tier team in the Test cricket to top tier team.
Yeah.
Like almost number one team. I mean, they became number one during the college time. So that has to go to the captain. But then at the same time, if you don't win any large tournaments, like
the World Cup,
like ICC tournament, then obviously the blame is.
Why didn't you win the ICC tournament?
I mean, partly because the three 2016 World Cup, T20 World Cup, and it was just about India. Almost there.
Almost there. I saw the one the final, last World Cup final.
Yeah.
Like India also. That was with
2019 semi-final. We lost here in England.
In England, okay. And that was the Kohli. Was this the Kohli the captain?
Kohli was the captain, but it's just the conditions matter at the time as well.
Still the conditions we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So you see,
you know the funny fact is
Okay.
same thing happened to Sachin Tendulkar as well.
Yeah.
At one time, Sachin Tendulkar, the world's greatest player, was also a captain of Team India.
Yeah.
But after some time, people were in the board thinking that it is too much pressure of a captainship and everything,
On the batsman,
and
because
he's not on his
best.
best.
Yeah.
He's not giving his best, so
Exactly.
they just take away his captainship as well. So it happens.
But at least he won something.
Yeah.
He won the World Cup. Sachin won the World Cup.
World Cup, but as a player,
Yeah,
not as a captain.
player.
Okay, as a player, but as a captain. Okay.
Captain was Dhoni.
Oh, Dhoni was the one who won it. Okay, that makes sense.
Captain
No. So, what would we say about this Rohit leadership in the team,
I think
leading them to victory?
I think he changed the narrative of 50 over cricket. Like previously, what used to happen, people will just take some time, build the innings throughout the 50 overs. But Rohit just changed the game. He would just go berserk from the ball one, just boom, boom, and so I mean, even if he just plays 40, 50 balls, he would be scoring 60, 70 runs, giving the impetus, the momentum to the team. And obviously, once you have built that foundation, then the other guys just have to catch in. So regardless how difficult the condition is, even the ball is coming not coming on the bat, the pitch is really slow, but he will just come down the ground, play the aerial shots, and just giving the other batsman breathing space that you can take your time. And because I'm just going gung-ho in the power play itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how he changed all the narrative about the 50 over, and probably that was reflective in the team's game as well.
Okay.
And obviously, he got the team conditions for this ICC Champions Trophy. He got 5 spinners, and the conditions were for the spinner tailor-made. 10 base grounds and slow pitch. Obviously, that helped. And similarly on the 2023 World Cup, where India won just every game except the final, because it was Indian conditions. So obviously, Kohli never had those advantages. So you could see that.
So speaking about these spinners you talked about, so I just need to understand how this rule works. Is he the one that's going to be picking the spinners in the game? Is it the captain that normally picks that?
I mean, you would pick spinners if it's condition that suits them. Like if it's Indian subcontinent, if it's Dubai. Obviously, if you are playing in UK or Australia, you're not gonna go with spinners. Probably 1 spinner or 2 spinners in the team.
Okay.
Here we had 5. 4 of them playing 11.
Yeah.
Not many team has this luxury.
That's what I'm saying, because I was about to go about the spin bowlers, because I was based on, you can see that they give a huge crucial contribution to the team. We have the likes of Yadav, we have Varun, we have also Patel, and we also have Jadeja. So if you look at this, they're all more like they're the game changers in this team.
Yeah, of course.
So now, if I still don't understand how they attribute a victory to the captain, whereby these guys are the real, according the real heroes in this game. How do you make me understand that?
See, the bowler can bowl according to his plan, but then the captain has to rotate the bowlers. Bowlers can't just continue bowling. So depending on the batsman's matchup, like if he's a left-hander, right-hander, if he's good against the spin, top spin, if he can't read the googlies, then bring in the Kuldeep Yadav. If it's the righty batsman, then bring in the Akshar Patel or the Jadeja. So all these things, has to be in the captain's mind all the time. How to rotate the bowlers. If you got the resources, but you should know how to utilize them.
Definitely.
So that goes to the captain.
Okay, because of his able to harness and use this efficiently well. Exactly. Now, who do you think is your best spinner in this tournament?
I
would say Kuldeep.
Really?
Yeah.
We could have a disagreement here. I mean, I would think.
because I know. Okay, who do you think?
I think the Varun Chakravarti had the advantage of not many people seeing him in the 50-over cricket. So he was like a wild card, bringing at the late moment, almost like into the Champions Trophy. Nobody had seen him bowl, and he came and changed the match on its course. I would say Varun Chakravarti. Probably, Kuldeep Yadav has its moments.
Yeah, but because nobody has seen him before, so he had the advantage.
So that's
why I would go for Kuldeep.
So, Riddhi, I will say, let me just give you this. I know you were talking about it because why I asked you this, I believe is the spinners that won India this tournament.
Yeah, based on the condition, you would say that.
When you say based on the condition,
but the thing is, the captain matters a lot. Because you need somebody to tell you what to do. Otherwise you are just scattered around.
So even though you're told what to do, you still need to have the skill. There's one thing about you giving instructions and someone executing it.
Yeah.
So I strongly believe that in this tournament, just the numbers. Okay, let me just have a look. We have like at the end of the game, England won around 200. Sorry, I said England. India won with 251-7.
Yeah.
I mean, they chased with pretty ease.
It's a chess game, and I know it's a chess game. This way, I like Kohli. Come on.
Yeah.
I like Kohli when it's a chess game.
Yeah. I mean, Kohli won against the Pakistan in the chase beautifully, and he scored the century.
Come on, man. You see, that's my man. You see, when I say I felt a little bit because I was looking forward to having Kohli all around, even have a whole lot in my head that Kohli's going to be every single thing on this tournament. But Rohit did a very good job, which is actually commendable. It's a team effort, it's a team game.
Yeah.
Yes, and looking at the way that India has the disposal of bringing 5 spinners to this tournament, which is a luxury, and is a huge advantage to them winning this game. Do you think that this, like obviously the IPL is starting by this week, next week?
Yeah.
Okay. You think I believe that the reason why India was able to harness this was because of the IPL league, the best league, the cricket league in the world at the moment, and because of that they're able to have all the best players in the world in the league, and it's easier to pick the best. Because you can't tell me I'm still hitting on this unbeaten run, because come on, is did Australia go this big?
I mean, you could say this IPL is giving an advantage to the Indian cricket. Obviously, the amount of money, amount of players coming in.
And all other countries have the tournaments.
But it's not as successful as IPL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about IPL. IPL is from viewership.
Yeah,
is insane.
Well, we are highest number in the whole world. Viewership is going to be high for sure.
It's okay. Let me put it this other way. You have the highest number in the world. Fine. China has the highest world. Why are they not top in tournaments?
No, we have surpassed China.
Yeah?
Yeah.
China has a number. No, they have a number, but why is the number not reflected in their games?
They are not into cricket. They are into Olympics and all of that.
Apart from okay, consider in Olympics. Okay, all right, okay, you got me there. Because I was trying to say, because I don't want to believe it's just about the numbers. Yes, it paid a huge impact on that.
Huge fan base, because everybody from when they are kids, they are playing cricket with their parents, their grandparents, the neighbors, the children at school, everywhere. Cricket is everywhere. It's like a fever.
Yes, everybody. Most movies actually watch about Indian movies. I see that cricket is like when you go out on the street, just like in Africa, if you go out in West Africa especially, if you go out on the street, where you see guys playing football. Yeah. So I believe in the same way in India, if you go out, everybody's with their cricket ball.
Undoubtedly cricket.
Yeah,
we call it gully cricket.
Oh, gully cricket.
Gully cricket. That means a street.
Yeah. Okay. So that means, come on, that's insane. How do you play this in the street? Because I keep trying to imagine, how can you play the cricket? You have glasses.
That's fine. It's neighbors.
The glasses get shattered and then you get abused.
Everybody scattered all over the whole place.
So many times a neighborhood aunts have taken away the balls. Then we have to buy a new one. But that's fine.
You get calls, disputes in the neighborhood because of cricket.
I know about it, because the reason I'm saying is I know the kind of balls.
Yeah.
When kids are playing in the street, I don't have any glasses.
Yeah.
They're about to be broken. I remember one time that we were playing football. You know when you put a ball to play a free kick?
Where are you targeting for?
Yeah. Pow! To a glass.
Yeah.
Bam! And that was the end of the game.
Yeah, congrats!
Everybody dispersed. And you know how it works as a kid? When everybody goes home, later in the evening, the parents will be going on each
House and apologize.
And it doesn't stop there. Tomorrow they're out there again. Yeah. So I believe, like you said, the viewership and the broad fan base, because the numbers is staggering huge, and every single day it keeps improving, both in the famous game and also in the male sport. So it's quite a significant number, which, like you said, it contributed to them being this little and good in the tournament. Now, if we're to elaborate more on this is a final that Indian won. It wasn't a tournament. You guys just went to get the trophies. That's fine. So I wouldn't say it's a tournament because you guys were too good on this. Now, the way it's actually moving, how do you think the other countries is going to are really improving? Because if a game is all about only one person takes it all, it brings about it lowers the competition in a game. The momentum, the zeal from other teams bringing to competition goes down. You obviously know that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, they call three big players. Three bigs: the India, Australia, and England.
Yeah.
So obviously they wanna keep the hold of the game and play most number of international games with each other. Yeah. So if other countries don't get the exposure, obviously they won't be as good at it. Because unless you try your skills to someone who is superior than you, then only you could improve your skills, right? Otherwise you wouldn't know that where you lack. So, I mean, unfortunately, the other countries won't get many chances unless they come up with their own domestic product and try to compete.
To boost their league.
But international game is really cruel. I mean, the big three controlling the main stakes, they just want to play each other, I mean, against themselves. If you look at the next cycle, the number of test matches Ireland got, or the number of test matches the South Africa will get, or the Pakistan will get, it's nothing.
It's not the same,
what India, England, and Australia will be paying.
Well, that test match is one thing. I said this before, that I understand now why the test matches are excluded to actually boost the strong game, to make it a little bit strong. Because if you bring in the associate teams, and when they come in, it makes it a little bit, it's no longer strong, because you have some people are underdogs, you have them that are not really good, so it's a little bit one-sided. You know, before I was really faulting the test game, saying why it's not open for everybody to actually participate, but now I understand.
You would more understand when you know that this year India didn't make to test final, and we have some interesting facts to share about it.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Are you going to explain this? Okay, tell me, Blaine, don't you? What really happened? How could someone lose not being in the test game, which is, I believe this is I call it the source of the real game. So what happened?
But the interesting thing is, we didn't lose.
We didn't lose because we aren't coming to the final, because we haven't qualified, so we won't lose this time. India lost first. I mean, WT. This is called World Test Champions.
No,
WTC.
the biggest loss. I'm talking about the biggest loss.
See, Lord's ground. They're gonna have £4 million loss. I think, I'm not sure, maybe it could be more, but at least this amount they're gonna lose because India didn't qualify.
They lost the viewership and everything,
because
tickets.
They're banking that India would win. I mean, obviously tickets would get sold, but still the viewership would be high.
would.
Yeah, definitely. I know it is. At some point, I know he plays on an advantage of ICC, because the popularity of ICC also lies down to the Asia. Because they have the numbers, and it's also something I'm looking forward to seeing other countries, other continents being part of, to boost it a little bit, especially in Africa. So that's actually coming up. Like say that Nigeria is actually coming up with it. Still underdogs, still coming up, but it's a matter of times about showing interest and also being able to give it the attention it deserves. I know is a couple of times, like I for myself, cricket is something I love from afar. Know what I mean? You love something from afar, but because the environment you grow up is not a place whereby is you constantly see it in your face, and it makes it more expensive to venture into. Football is cheaper to venture because the resources is everywhere. Coaches is easy to get, players easy to get, players who love the game are everywhere. Nowadays, you need to create the love for the game first before you talk about competing for the game. So which is where India comes in very, very. Sometimes I keep wondering, after you explained last time how they dive into it, I checked to see if it's something is replicated in Africa, but it wasn't. Even though as much as Great Britain was playing it then, but it wasn't something West Africa actually went into for some reasons. I don't really know why, but it is something is changing. It's changing because teams are coming up, things are actually changing, and people actually appreciating other football, which also brings me to what we're going to talk about, Kabaddi. Okay. Now, on the tournament, we've seen teams like New Zealand. New Zealand lost the final. Was a huge. It was like you said, if it was like 80. It's giving them something, but it was an easy win. And despite that, they still have a good record of having the player of the tournament coming from New Zealand. Having that should be around even from their team, they also have a player with the highest that's 53. Highest runs on the game.
Yes, I guess.
Let me just double check.
I mean, the player of the tournament would depend on how individual player has performed throughout the tournament. Whoever scored the most run on the wickets, obviously, is gonna get. Whoever had the more impact on the total games. Because it's a team game. Obviously, individual performance can't win you the tournament. So probably that's why New Zealand got the player of the tournament. Rachin Ravindra, well deserved. But it's just that, unfortunately, he's on the other side of the rope.
Because if you look at it this way, what I'm saying is, if you look at it this way, India was so good, they were beating a record. And we have in New Zealand, they have two players. We have Michelle, and we have also Bracewell, having unbeaten of Michelle has 63, scored 63, and then you have Bracewell scoring 53, and also Rachin won the West team. So why didn't the Indian team have these numbers?
He got better numbers than them. It's just that.
Individual numbers. See,
if somebody individual is performing and the rest are not performing, obviously then the one person's number shows staggered up. If everybody is contributing, then obviously the high number.
The high numbers will
performing.
All right. So if that's the case, so if New Zealand, all the players are performing, I think they'll have a better chance of winning you guys in the final. What do you think?
They were almost there.
Because if one or two players have these numbers, imagine if the other ones had.
You don't have to imagine anything. If they have just scored more than 280, it would have been tough for us to win.
Okay, got like up to 80.
New Zealand might have won the match. Who knows?
The leg spinners, because they call it of Indian spinners. Like India bowled 40 overs of spin. Like out of 50 overs, 80% of the game was bowled by spin.
Like I said, the spinners are the one who won the game. So
the trial by the spin. Obviously, Kiwis don't offer this amount of spin. They could have, and one of the major bowler from them, Matt Henry, got injured just before this final game.
Just before the tournament.
So final game. So obviously, if he was playing final, it would have made the difference.
Obviously. And that brings me to the real moment of the game, which means one of the most spectacular. Will I just call it? How do you name it? Do you say is the catch? The one of the highlights of the tournament. Like you actually discussed earlier that gravity was...
the Glenn Phillips moments.
It was...
There was an entire segment for him.
Oh, no.
The man, he is so quick. Usually, when you complete one run, he could have completed 2 runs in between the wickets. He is so quick. And the moment we are talking about, the Kohli's catch. And that was not for the final game, but that was during the league stage. But still, it is worth notable here that his body was entirely horizontal when he was taking the catch, and the reaction time is less than 1 second. I mean, within a fraction of seconds.
Wow.
The ball is coming through at a speed, and you just have to dive and jump and just get the ball in the hand, stick it in your hand.
That cat was
Just remarkable. I mean, you just can't, just gravity defying.
You can't get this in any way. You can just go to the shop and just get this.
I'm just glad Newton didn't see it.
Honestly, Isaac needs to see this because someone is messing up with your formula. Honestly.
Yeah.
Your law doesn't apply here.
Okay, so it is a turning point now. So what do you think is ahead? Because I always like to talk about what is the future. So with this, do you think this run is going to be extended?
Future for the cricket.
Yes. Do you think they're going to sustain this current form they're having?
I think they'll struggle to continue the 50-over format. They might have to scrap or make some changes. Obviously, the Test cricket is going to stay there.
Yeah.
And the T20 is what market wants. Nobody wants to spend more than a couple of hours on a game.
Yeah.
And the 50-over takes like almost 8 to 9 hours
Exactly.
of the day. Obviously, we love ODI cricket, but not many people love this. So this is gonna be really, really difficult for the bodies to sustain this. So I don't see after certain times. I mean, look at the number of ODIs. The Sachin played 463 something numbers of games for one-day cricket. Kohli just played 300 during this ICC tournament.
Wow.
Now, the next, whosoever would like to replicate their numbers, they won't get the same number of games because Kohli can't reach 400.
Yeah.
Right?
He can.
No, number of games has been scrapped for the ODI.
Okay.
Because there aren't too many games.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They just play T20 or Test. They don't play one-day Storm. So, obviously, from 463 of Sachin, Kohli just completed 300 matches. So the next person who would just try to replicate the numbers may not even get 200 ODI games, one-day games.
May not get up to that. May not get up to that anymore. Yeah.
And very major tournaments, ICC tournaments, are being just scheduled so they don't disturb IPL event as well.
Okay.
You got IPL, you got Test cricket, you got T20, so there is not much enough time for the one-day cricket.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and even for the newer markets like Africa, there's Ethiopia, Ghana, and the other countries.
Africa as well, yeah.
They obviously they are trying to pick up the game, but they can't be good at the Test cricket immediately. But the T20 cricket is something they could compete at, and obviously the ICC wouldn't let the other associate nation teams to play Test cricket. So the Test cricket is going to be stay there just for the top 3 or
exactly, just to maintain the intensity and the quality of the game is understandable. Yeah.
Because not many countries have the resources for the Test cricket.
Exactly.
Because you need to have the infrastructure plus class cricket. Cricketers coming through the ranks. Not like, to play the same sport for the 5 days, the same
5 days, and intensity and the number of hours is being there is mind blowing.
You need the actual skill, because that's why it is called test. It's the test of your skills, because you could be good for a few hours. Maybe it could be a fluke, right? You played something, you are good at it, but just for a couple of hours. But can you repeat it for the 5 days? So
actually, last time when you came on the show, I was really gutted. I was saying, well, how come that we have a competition that some teams are limited from playing it? I was really cool with it.
Now you got your answer.
Now I got my answer. Now I know why. Now you know why as well, because I was like, if you watch on that episode, I keep in fact no, because I think it will make that is not being inclusive. But after what I've seen, after getting in touch with it, I understand the reason why. It depends on how good. How you invest more on it, how you get more stronger, and you have all the quality, then you can compete.
Exactly.
First, you have to prove that you are eligible to play in a Test cricket. Then you will get a chance.
To compete on the game. It's good. Now with IPL coming in now, starting next week, and before I talked about Sachin that actually that won the player of the tournament.
Rachin. He got the name. So that the story goes like his father was the fan of Sachin, who is obviously everybody's fan of. And then there's one more player called Rahul Dravid. He was also one of the great iconic players India had. So his father took Rahul Dravid's Ra and Sachin's Chin and made his son's name Rachin.
Ta-da!
And he panned out. He became the player of the tournament. He's in as much as your team didn't win, but the individual effort shows that they have what it takes. It is something they can actually go home with and actually build on it. If they can actually produce a player that's very good in tournament, that means if they can multiply this kind of players quality across.
But he got the exposure in IPL, Rachin.
Everybody got the exposure in IPL. IPL is
not everybody can get into it because you have to be good at it to be playing at IPL because you are occupying a foreigner's slot.
Especially if you are a foreigner.
There are only 4 foreigners can play in the team.
Okay, let's say 4 foreigners. Okay.
So for somebody to be just as a batsman, but to get a chance in IPL is really a big thing. And obviously, he was just starting his career. He was not like real famous cricketers who get a chance. He was just still starting out. So he got picked by Chennai, and then obviously each team has an academy, and in these academies you could go even after the IPL is over. So he had the access to Chennai's academy. So obviously go and train there to get more exposure. So that's why he became the player he is now, because of largely to extend to this IPL.
Okay, so invariably you're giving the credit now to IPL. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he won't deny this because he got the exposure there. He got the academy there, support there.
Plus one, he is Indian descent.
Oh yeah, he's actually Indian descent as well.
Yeah.
And at first when I saw that he actually won, I was saying, how come? I was thinking, how is he in New Zealand? How is it? And now with the expression you actually gave, he give more insight. And is he going to be playing this IPL?
Of course, from Chennai's team.
Chennai's team, that's what it is.
Yeah. One of the most successful teams, Chennai. I mean, obviously Mumbai is top and the second is Chennai. But so he'll be opening for Chennai. And
so with this team that actually starting up next week, which team are you rooting for this tournament, this league?
Obviously, I mean, we belong from Gujarat, so supporting Gujarat. I mean, we are not that.
Are you gonna support based on your community? Come on, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, IPL, to be honest, and we've never been a fan of picking a team. Like unlike football, I mean, there could be hard supporters, but I mean, I never got the idea. There was the episode in the sitcom we used to see.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
The Seinfeld.
You are always rooting for the jersey.
Yeah, you're rooting for the jersey. Players change.
Unless you are like a big Dhoni fan who has not changed the team, unless they absolutely have to. It's a long story.
Okay.
But like Kohli got the RCB from start to finish. Like from 2008, he's still playing for RCB.
Team.
We said that before, and I think that's what cost him why he has not won it.
Yeah, that's why he hasn't won it. If he had changed team,
we're just changing. It's not about loyalty. When you're loyalty to a club, it has its own merits and demerits. The merit is that you tend to be a club legend forever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you might not go home with some glories.
You cannot have both ways. Sometimes you have to sacrifice one in order to get another.
Yeah. But actually, to me, Kohli is the guy I really want to see every time I put up the screen. Is him I want to say. Yeah, most of I might say every highlight is always there.
Yeah, of course.
Everything I think he's becoming the face of Indian cricket.
Yeah, and then they're gonna pick cricket for Olympics, and purely because of Kohli's influence in terms of numbers. The reference they gave was for the Instagram.
Yeah.
That Kohli had like 266 million followers, more than Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, and then put them together. So. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about
numbers.
It's all about numbers. Everything's all about numbers now. Yeah, and the numbers is what we're going to talk about now, which has to do with Kabaddi. Okay. Now let's talk about Kabaddi numbers.
Oh, okay.
It's going up, really, really up. And based on what I'm actually saying, before I never knew that Kabaddi has this huge influence in Asian football, in Asian sports. And I was skeptical when I first heard about that. I had my podcast with Nemdev last time he came, and this way actually had you on this show to actually give us more light on Kabaddi. How did this influence of Kabaddi become? What would you think actually is one of the pillars? Let me just hear from you. What do you think one of the pillars of Kabaddi's growth?
Kabaddi is very ancient game. It has been played in India since I think 4,000 years.
Yeah, it's too long.
Krishna.
4,000 years.
Yeah, Lord Krishna and Lord Buddha. It is an ancient history script that they have played Kabaddi.
Really?
Yeah. But the Kabaddi, commercial.
Okay, commercial.
coverage,
Okay. It's like it's
Now
being
they have-
played natively.
Yeah.
But you haven't given that it wasn't
Very popular.
a popular sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like gully cricket.
All right. Yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, gully cricket.
But in 2003, they formed Kabaddi Club International Kabaddi Federation.
Yeah.
And when they introduced Pro Kabaddi League in 2014, I think that's the time.
Yeah, that's
when
the moment shifted.
Yeah, the moment
Shifted.
shifted. Yeah.
But
So-
even with the numbers, the way they're actually growing.
Yeah, it is growing because now they got a platform. There were few states like Haryana and Punjab. They have so many Kabaddi players.
Okay.
Just like in other states, they play cricket.
Yeah.
In Haryana, they play Kabaddi. So it was so
Oh.
popular in the north states.
Also, they not have football as well.
That would be Northeast.
The
Northeast is a
that is
football.
Northeast.
Okay,
See?
Northeast is a football.
Variety.
Okay.
So that region has a dominance over football. That the north region like Haryana
Yeah,
and other states,
Kabaddi.
that has
Yeah,
dominance over
wrestling
Kabaddi.
and
Yeah,
Kabaddi.
wrestling and Kabaddi.
Wrestling and Kabaddi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
The
Kabaddi.
Great Khali is from
I know Great Khali. Yeah.
So they are mostly in wrestling and
Yeah.
Kabaddi because
Okay.
you need upper body strength, agility, flexibility.
Yeah.
Every strength, the fraction of second, anything could change. The example that I have given you, you just had a little bit time to decide what to
What to do? Yeah, a split second. Everything happen in a split second.
Yeah, you
Split
don't.
second.
Yeah, split of a second. You
I mean,
don't.
Kabaddi is a
get
combat
chance.
sport. It's a combat sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Kabaddi, I mean, if you have seen a few clips,
Yeah, I've seen a couple
Yeah.
clips.
3 or
and
4
it's-
guys trying to pull one guy, and one might.
That's the reason why
Yeah.
it looks. Looking at it, that's how I need to understand how it's a physical game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really physical,
Yes.
and does that means it reduces the amount of people that participate in it?
I mean, you have to be real fit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to be okay. You have to be.
real.
You can't be just
Very
I
child
could do that.
body.
You can't do that.
Friend.
I like what you just said.
Yes,
Like,
you just
I
don't-
can do that. You just said.
No, you can't.
You have 30 seconds to
Okay.
hold your breath, and at the same time you have to go to opponent's side and touch as many people as you could and
Yeah.
just come back.
Yeah.
While holding your breath and chanting Kabaddi Company constantly.
Yeah,
So it is up to you to cross the finish line as soon as you could.
I said you could. Yeah.
I mean,
And
just
these
imagine.
three rules that have been introduced in this 2014 PKL Pro Kabaddi League. Before that, there were no such rules. Like the first rule is 30 seconds, the time limit. It wasn't there before.
Okay.
The second rule is bonus point.
Okay.
If suppose as a player I am going to raid, and there are 7 players in the opposite team,
Yeah.
and I cross the bonus line. There is a line. It's like end of the match. So
Yeah.
if I cross it with one leg across the line and other leg on the air,
Yeah.
so I scored the bonus.
So then you come back unscathed.
Then you come back and touch the cross your
Horizontal
side. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was introduced in PKL. The second thing.
Okay.
A third thing that was introduced was do or die raid.
Okay.
Suppose a player has gone to other side for a first time and didn't score, not even a bonus or
Nothing.
didn't touch anybody,
Didn't touch
and
anybody.
after the 30 second, before the 30 second is over, he just came back. So that's empty raid. He didn't get any
Yeah, didn't get the
points.
money. Yeah.
If he do this twice, then third raid automatically become do or die raid. He had to
Okay,
score.
you have to. You have to get it no matter. You have to.
Either touch somebody or get some bonus
Or
points, but
get
get
some
at
points.
least
He
a point.
cannot come empty-handed this
Yeah.
time.
What if happens to be?
Then he's out.
Then he's out.
Out.
Then the
Okay.
defending team get the point.
Get a point. Okay.
So that's very interesting. It is very interesting, and it has a very good impact on these Kabaddi's popularity. Because otherwise, you are just coming and
I'm going and without
and everything.
without
The
no
four-
consequences.
Yeah, for 40 minutes there is no a spike.
Yeah.
No excitement.
that means to me, my best part in this is that do or die.
Do or die.
That's what I wait for.
That's why game changes. I mean, the
Do or dies are game changer.
Yeah.
the teams have become smart. Sometimes they know that we are already ahead of the game by 10, 12 points. So we don't need a point. So we'll just do empty raids and just kill the time.
There's
Okay.
play on do or die rates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a good one to change it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just kill the time. All right.
Because you're already ahead of the game. But just imagine you walking through like a lion's den. Like there are seven guys just waiting to pounce on you. Right? And you just have to touch one of them.
Yes.
But if you try, somebody could hold your thighs,
touch your
could
thighs,
hold your
yes.
ankle, and I mean, even you being a defender.
And you're holding your brother again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Don't
looking at the
forget
seven.
that.
I don't forget that.
And I'm looking at 7 people at the same time. Like he's trying to catch me, he's trying to catch me, everybody's trying to catch
But you
me.
still want to catch. You have to touch
And
someone.
I have to at least touch somebody. I could use my feet, I could use my hands,
Yeah.
and maybe I could look at YouTube, but I could touch somebody else. Because he
Yeah.
wouldn't know that I'm trying to touch him.
I thought you were gonna go.
So at that time, the
Like
toe
us.
touch are very popular.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you and try to touch you by hand, and suddenly by this side I'll just toe touch somebody
So,
else
small. You,
Yeah.
and just run
I
away.
don't know. That's very great. So, with the way things last time, Namdev told me about how they actually tried to make the game popular, and it really stick my fancy. Especially this. That's also the same prototype that was used in cricket, whereby the best team are being split into different
Yeah.
different teams.
So what they did was came up with a thing called Pro Kabaddi League, and it had like 8 teams,
Yeah.
and then they'll do the auctioning of the players.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
becomes more interesting for the viewers as well, because as a viewer you want to see what's happening in the background. So now you get to see that the players are picked based on the auction.
Yeah.
Now the auction itself is really interesting. You look at the stakes pedals going up,
Yeah.
like 10,000, 20,000.
Yeah.
So for the first few seasons, they didn't get enough money, like 10, 20 lakhs in Indian rupees. But now you look at the numbers, they are really catching up. I mean, just in like how many, 7 or 8 seasons, 10 seasons, they're almost
It's 11 seasons.
11 seasons now. So yeah, they have gone through a commendable space.
Exactly.
In terms of viewership. And in
that's
terms
the
of number of
reason
teams, I
India
think.
is Kabaddi is the second most popular sport.
Yeah.
And
That is why you're here right now, is because I went in there to talk about cricket sports and I ended up discovering Kabaddi. I was like, what? And when I went into the dig deeper, I found that Kabaddi is not just a new sport I just encountered. It has been an old native game that's even more popular than most of the sports I actually know.
Yeah.
yes.
So that is the real question I really want to know is, how can this move? How can the popularity just move only from Asia? Because I know some teams are from countries in Asia actually playing it
Yes.
already. And how can this move towards especially Africa and then towards South America?
I think it's already been there. So Argentina is playing.
Yeah, USA has.
US,
I think-
USA,
that brings
US
to-
has the numbers
There
already.
is World Cup starting tomorrow.
Yeah, the World Cup is starting tomorrow. Okay, yeah. And the list for the World Cup, say Italy is the Italy,
then
England, Scotland, Wales.
Hong Kong, China,
and it's happening here in
Scotland,
England.
Yeah, England hosting,
Wales,
yeah.
England,
Yeah, Scotland.
Hungary, Poland, I guess.
Yeah. Iran is also good in
Yeah,
terms of
Iran.
Kabaddi. Yeah, Iran is.
So
really
which team is being good? Is it kind of good? They're actually saying with you winning on going on
you had to
unbeaten.
ask?
I have to ask. Come on, because
India.
when you say this,
India is on number 1.
I know it's number 1. Which country is actually
Iran.
good? Iran.
Yeah.
Second number is Iran, and third is Pakistan.
Wow. Pakistan.
But I think Iran, again, coming to the same point, Iran got the exposure. I mean, Iranian people got the exposure to play in Pro Kabaddi League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Pakistani players don't get the
Oh.
chance.
Okay,
Just
that's also
same
just
as
like
IPL.
IPL. Well, like
Yeah.
people who are playing IPL
Yeah.
got the advantage as well. Okay, that makes more sense. So I think now, so with what I've gathered here, that means it's ideal to have more nationals or more people moving to Indian League to play in Kabaddi. That way, they can actually have 1 or 2 strong players in their team to help boost their team to compete.
Same thing happened to South Korea. A few of the players in South Korea got the exposure in Pro Kabaddi League. So they again become good. let's say, for example, Afghanistan.
Yes.
In cricket, Afghanistan is rising. The stakes are rising in Afghanistan. They made it to almost, semi-final.
Yeah.
In Champions Trophy. They couldn't be there, but they almost made it. And the reason they could do it is because their players get to play in IPL and the other different leagues all over the world.
Okay.
That's how they got the exposure in cricket. Same thing, Africa and the other countries could look into trying to just reach out to the different leagues and play more leagues all across the nations.
Yeah. I think even if you just wanted to in the league, will actually help. When you come back to have a train, you can
pick the idea.
They pick the idea and have a way to integrate around the other players.
So we Indians are always giver. We just don't provide platform for Indians. We provide platform for other countries.
Yeah, because of these two sports, though. It's just these two sports. And the reason why is it just have to be these two sports? You're good and you hold it so tight. Why? Be flexible. Come on.
Yeah.
England
play,
England found from the Association of Football.
Yeah.
They're liberal. They left it.
Yeah.
People are winning it.
England found cricket.
Yeah. Now it's well.
They couldn't catch on it.
Okay. You got me on that one. I was okay. That's true. But part of you guys are now part of the pioneers because you've actually mastered it. You've actually taken it to the next level in terms of cricket and in Kabaddi. In as much as the next time we'd like to talk about how football can evolve in India as well.
I think it is in some parts, southern parts, north and eastern parts, it is evolving. It's just that the amount of infrastructure you need to have for each game, like amount of exposure you need to have, if you don't get to play at the district or the state level and you don't get remunerated for the playing the sport, obviously you love the game and all those things, but aside that, you need to have a career in that. Like here you got the English Premier League, so you got different teams you can play for. But in India, the leagues are starting, but the amount of money that they should be paying, obviously it's not as same as you get in cricket. And cricket has already a legacy there. So to break the legacy and to get a new sport into the mainstream, it's going to take some time.
How can they do the same way they did the cricket? See, the prototype is really amazing.
Yeah.
Why not replicate the same kind of prototype you had because I've watched it so far. You implemented that in cricket, it worked out. You implemented it in Kabaddi, it worked out. Why can't that be implemented in football as well?
I think
football need a ground. You cannot play gully football. You could play gully cricket. You can't play gully football.
You could play football.
Are not
you could play, what I mean is, you know how you arrange a team whereby you guys are a team of 8 players, 8 teams, and then you put in the teams differently, and then you tend to find different people to invest in each particular. It was kind of a mandatory thing that people need to invest in this game, and actually helped. So that's a good prototype. I think that should also be implemented in football as well.
But it's a less critical game because cricket is something 100% that you will get something from it. That is for sure. But if you invest something in football, that's not 100%.
It wasn't like that before. Cricket
was already popular.
Yeah.
Cricket was already popular. Everybody was playing cricket. Everybody was watching cricket. Like
when IPL started.
Even before IPL.
When IPL started.
Even before IPL started.
2008.
IPL started in 2008. But
exactly. So
even before
2008. Before then, it was still being played, but it was not.
It was really popular.
It was popular, but it wasn't
just monetized. So the Indian players didn't get the money, but players were playing that, and there were enough players. It was really popular. Probably it comes to maybe the genetics, maybe the infrastructure, maybe the culture. It's just that we don't have the
the culture. I can agree with that on the culture, but if you look at it the other way around, I've seen what was done with cricket. I really think that should be replicated in Nigeria as well, because that prototype was really magnificent. The way there's a good way to boost within 2008 till in the next 5 years. It's like as if it's the money more than tripled. There was a huge boost, and this is because of an intentional plan laid out.
Okay.
So you got investors. I'll highlight even they brought in Bollywood.
They did try. They did try for the football. They started the league, but it was a bit successful and moderately successful.
Yeah, okay.
But because people aren't picking on the sport, if you don't see kids playing around you, if you don't see any elders playing around you, then obviously
when you
pick up on the games, if you are a child, if you are watching something on the TV, your father is watching it.
Like I told you, in Haryana and in the north side, the wrestling is popular.
Yeah,
but
okay.
if you try to implement in South India,
Yeah.
then you won't see much of a success because they can't relate.
They can't
Something
relate to
that
it.
is just bound to the region only.
Okay. So in this case, what I would think is it should call it like a 10 years plan
Yeah.
to carefully and intentionally place these institutions in different regions
They
to
could try.
gradually
But they need to start from the grassroots level.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the grassroots,
It is too much work.
That is it. It's the work has to be done because
Yeah.
obviously, if you don't put in the work, it's like a project of 10 years. But the reason I'm saying is football. India has been well known in the football. Let me tell you a story we had in our growing up. We were told that the reason why India was banned from football was because they were too good.
I don't think so.
I'm coming. I'm telling you. I'm going with somewhere. There was as a child. This is what we were told that the reason you guys were too good that you guys somebody score up to 99 goals. That you guys will kick. That the players will kick one ball. The ball will turn into a lion.
Oh my god.
And everybody will run away, and the thing will go straight to the post. And then
Shaolin soccer?
yeah, like Shaolin soccer. Then that Nigeria then was told to just if they score one goal, that you guys were winning 99 already. That if we score one goal, that we win the match. How was I thinking that someone is winning 99 goal? They're asking you that if you score one, then you win. So you can imagine this. This is what I was. This like a myth, just normal folk stories. Now this is what you were taught. This around children growing up. That's why they're not really in the sport. So because of that, the India was banned from the game. And growing up saying that India was not playing the football, only for me to learn that it has to do with playing without boots was the reason.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it was a new invention and they didn't trust that at the time. So that was why they didn't participate in it. So you can imagine how long that culture of football has been in India. That's what I'm trying to point out. It is one of the oldest sports in India.
It is, but I mean, few pockets of
Okay,
the
then
country.
it would be very interesting for you to find out that hockey was a popular and it's our national game, but it is not being played as much as cricket.
Yeah. Hockey was more popular than cricket. Back in the 20th century, hockey was more popular. Now look at hockey. It's
Dhyan
not-
Good.
Chand, Dhyan Chand, when
Just read about-
Hitler
Yeah.
saw him playing, Dhyan Chand, the Indian hockey player, he offered to play him from Germany, and he
Okay.
denied.
He denied it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was so good. So it's a matter of time and how the people are peaking.
India won so many gold medals.
How intentional is the body implementing the culture? Because if you are not intentional in this, you won't go. It will even the one that even the Northeast that we're actually clamoring for will actually fade away in time. Because if one sport is actually being popular, everybody touch in India right now want to be a cricket star.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money is.
There's the money is where there's the popularity.
And the popularity is also there. And you're getting love of your home. Everybody loves you. But now, if that continues, it will kill one sport.
It will call all the sports. I mean, you look at the crickets and look at the other sports. All the sports. I mean, look at the number of Olympic tally India had.
Yeah.
Really languishing at the bottom of the table on all the Olympics. Yeah.
Even with the
reason-
numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers are there. That means it's easy. If what they build our problem is, do you have the talent?
Yeah.
There's with the pool of population, you can actually get the talent you want if only you harness it.
But then you have to have the infrastructure for the same thing. I mean, yeah.
No, you talk about the infrastructure is creating. You are still like creating an obstacle when you can actually eliminate one. Now let's talk about how the viewership grew to what it is now. Okay, we have the new telecommunication that was actually being lowered, subsidized with very minimal point. That was his name.
2016 Mukesh Ambani.
Exactly. Yeah. Now see what he did. What did that do? That actually created a good viewership. Everyone can access the internet. Yeah. Everyone is even looking for what to watch.
Everybody is now a content creator.
Yeah.
In India, if you look at it, everybody would be doing something on the mobile.
Exactly, because if you check out the number of content creators in India actually coming in numbers, if you check about people who are actually editors, how of my videos are being edited in India, how someone did it, because they actually reach out to me, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. I can do this. The reason I'm saying this, if you look at what they have actually done, because of the subsidies on the internet, everyone have access to internet. That means everyone will be able to stream each match, each cricket match. If you check the number of people viewing Kabaddi, my mind blew. I said, this number can give this viewership to a game I've never seen before. This was an interesting game for me to find out. So the same thing you can imagine what he has done. Just that small thing have changed the viewership of cricket. People don't know that actually gave India a good boost in cricket, because everybody is watching it, and once everybody is watching, there's a number to quantify it for. That actually is a good number for growth, for more endorsements, for more sponsorship, more partnership. This is why cricket has all the money. Yeah. That does not mean this cannot be put into other sports in the game. It's quite difficult. What I think here is has to do with an intentional effort to shift the paradigm from not just cricket to other things.
It could take 10-20 years, but
good.
That's it. Take it to sports minister.
this, you know what I'm saying? It will actually take like 10 to 20 years, but there should be a plan to get this to that level. The same way, I think that Nigeria as a point should actually look at that prototype of how cricket exploded in England, in India, and see how we can replicate that prototype in Nigeria to actually get, and this say to get it to running.
Yeah.
It can even be replicated in other sports, even in football that we think we have. That also can also be replicated there. And secondly, if internet can be subsidized as well, Nigeria is in Africa, that should be one of the highest users of internet. The numbers is staggering high. This is when the tariff is high. Imagine.
If the tariff goes down.
If it's as low as India, you can imagine the impact it can happen on the game as well.
Yeah, somebody like Ambani has to be there in Nigeria.
Somebody might have to do it. Someone have to, because if that goes down, that changes a whole lot of things. If it's cheaper, it's easier for you to navigate or try things out. You'll be able to be resourceful. Now, it bring about other people, content creators coming into the game as well. It's cheaper because come on, you can actually go in and buy one. Like you said, it's more cheaper in India than in England here.
Yeah.
Because of that. So that one factor can change things.
Absolutely.
So you talking about a meeting about Minister of Sports about this. Okay, so this is quite an interesting time. Okay, I would say I really had a very good insight on what just happened in ICC tournament. In case you didn't see it, this is good to tell you that India is a champion of the ICC tournament, which is still going on your beaten record of going to the tournament without losing a single match, and now still on the 22 unbeaten record in 23 matches. What a feat. Do you think that can actually be sustained?
I mean,
we need more challenge.
Yeah.
Oh no. So this is, you see that means I don't need to ask what it's going to be yesterday, because it's going to be for what she said.
Next World Cup is going to be in Africa, South Africa.
Definitely, and
2017.
This time around, South Africa is going to win it. Last time they
hope they win it.
It was in finals, but this time around, it's going to be a changer.
I mean, this time it's going to be 50
instead
World
of choker, they will be changer.
Yeah, game changes.
You got me there. But if you look at it this way, South Africa actually, I'm really proud of how they've actually evolved in the game, from rugby to cricket, and it's quite impressive. And last World Cup, like we did, I rooted so much for SA to win it, and with them hosting it,
they're almost there. They almost won it.
No, that was they almost.
It's every time just almost.
Yeah, nearly cannot kill a
People won't remember you unless you won.
Yeah. Nobody knows the second.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it. And it's quite frustrating because you put in so much effort, and you just like good thing that
I think sometimes luck matters too. I mean, the South African chance they had of winning this T20 World Cup. In just a matter of 1 inch, the ball could have been here or there. I mean, it was going for a 6. Somebody took a great catch. Surya Kumar Yadav just took a great catch and just managed that. I mean, his boot could have touched. It was just within less than 1 inch difference.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Favorable situation.
Favorable situation.
Yeah.
So you guys you guys must be too lucky to have won it 22 times then.
There is no such thing as luck.
Don't tell me you guys are using genie. There must be genie on your side, because how can you go to it? So luck in business, yes. In football, yeah, I agree. Luck, you need, and no matter how good you are, you still need that element of luck on your side.
Of course, always.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you can sleep. You can sleep. You're good. Are you good? You sleep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that can be the decider.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the luck comes in.
I mean, you're good enough to shoot at the post. I mean, it could just go 1 inch.
Or you're about to see a fly comes in your way, you close your eye, and that's it.
Yeah.
It changes. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
You need a bit of a luck. I'll say you need a skill and luck on your side.
Yeah, luck on your side,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah. You can be really good, but your luck is not on your side. If you like, no matter what you do, you will end up nearly. Doesn't work. So you still need luck, but you need to. Tony Lumelu will actually say that no matter as a businessman, you matter how good you are, you still need luck on your side to succeed in business, to be successful.
Yep.
Yeah, you may have the whole thing, but without that luck is still that chance that you see that, like that gravity definition that you can't just imagine you throw all that and the ball went off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the wind just blew it out.
Yeah.
So many things is working. You cannot.
So many factors. Yes, so many factors actually.
It is just a factor. For me, luck is just a factor.
Okay, yes, luck is also part of the factors. Just play it that way. Okay, so it's really quite an interesting time, and I will say before we wrap up this, I just want to conclude with this question. So I'll go with you, Mohit. Cricket, IPL is about to start. ICC just ended. With this, you already actually told us that it's going to be sustained because Riddhi said you guys need more strong opponents. Yeah, I can agree with that, because you can't be going on this unbeaten. I'm already tired of India winning this already. So we need more competition in the tournament. Which nation do you think can actually be the challenger in the next tournament?
England hasn't lived to its potential. England team has got all the resources. Here we got so many countries.
Yeah.
They got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
All the resources, and still they haven't won anything but the luck. I mean, we are talking about the luck, right?
Yeah.
2019 World Cup. Research and see how they won it. England, how they won it. It's just purely based on luck. England won it.
Based on boundaries.
Yeah, based on luck.
Yeah, based on luck, England won this 2019.
It's your boundaries. So we are talking about now you're bringing what I'm trying to say. So we are talking about, is there an advantage of home? We're talking about here.
No, not the home advantage. There was a luck
not
factor.
the home advantage, but the rule of who has scored more boundaries.
If the score
Who scored more? Okay, yeah. Get the point where you're going now.
I felt bad about music like that.
I mean, even before that, just to coming to this question, like who could be competitive against India? I mean, Australia is already there.
It's already there.
Even though England is good in some times, but they could be more consistent in terms of putting up good performances. It's just that probably they don't have the right right mindset. I don't know what they're
so what do you think? Look at this game all this while. What do you think is the England problem not always competing?
I think they're just trying to change too much about the game.
Okay.
They're just lacking the basics. They don't have the game awareness, I would say. I mean, obviously they got the skill, it's not the game awareness, because they're just trying to revolutionize the game. They want to put it like this, that no matter what happens, they want to entertain you.
Oh, okay.
But you don't play to entertain, you play to win.
To play to win, yeah.
So, I think they need to change this mindset that we just want to entertain you.
Okay.
No, you don't want to entertain us. You want to win the games. So, I think,
So you think that England should be the challenger in the next tournament?
Because they got everything.
They got everything they did.
Yeah, they got the money, they got infrastructure, players. It's just about the mindset.
The mindset of the year. And so far, what do you think about the popularity of cricket in England?
I think it almost died down in between, but they are been picking up because of the tournaments like the Ashes.
Yeah, the Ashes. Yeah, okay.
And the summer Indian team is going to come for that. So Test cricket is always relevant in England.
Okay.
Probably it's just the white ball, and they got the 100 and the other tournaments going on. So the things are always picking up in cricket. It's just focusing, channeling the energy in the right direction.
Yeah. So if England is going to be what we're looking out to, because obviously have everything to compete. Yeah. So it's just a matter of them to step up the game and bring the actions to you guys.
Yeah.
But you might be surprised. Australia might actually bounce back because they've been away for some time.
Australia is always good. They almost. They
I don't like always. See, the truth I've noticed about it also is I'm talking about being able to take the bull by the horn.
They have been taking. They won the 2023 World Cup.
Yeah.
They will be winning World Test Championship.
I love what you said. They will be winning. So you're already giving it to them.
See, Australian cricket team.
I love this.
Their killer instinct is different. Okay, their attitude is different towards the game. They have the never say die attitude.
Have you seen the interview before the World Cup finale?
Yeah.
From the captain.
For the captain.
They said, I'll silence the crowd. No matter how loud they are, I'm going to win it.
Damn it, I love this. I love it.
Yeah.
You silence the crowd,
They
no matter how
have
it
the
is.
winning mindset.
Yeah. So winning is a habit, and they have cultivated it. And same thing, losing is a habit, and England has mastered it. So, yeah.
Okay, I like that. And I think for me, before this new India, I'm only rooting for Australia every single time.
Yeah.
Because they're good. It's good to watch. It's a good game when you watch them. You always know that they got the skin already. Yeah. Even when you say this team must be Australia. I don't even need to know. When you see the better side, you already know.
Yeah.
So
they'll be playing South Africa.
Yes, Africa.
Here in June in the World Test Championship final.
I'll try and see what it looks like.
Yeah, 5 days game. Africa and Australia.
And Australia.
Yeah, here in UK.
Yeah, in UK. In June.
London, yeah.
London. In June. Let me see. At the time I approach, let me see what it looks like. I'm actually take a pic to see how it's going to look like. Be my first test game.
Yeah.
So, Riddhi, let me get this. Just more like in conclusion, in terms of Kabaddi, what do you think that Kabaddi is lacking to get apart in a way cricket actually touched all around the globe? Everybody knows so much about cricket. What do you think that needs to be done for Kabaddi to have that popularity?
Undoubtedly, PKL is one of the reasons.
What?
Pro Kabaddi League.
Yeah, Pro Kabaddi League is one of the reasons, okay?
It is the main reason, I guess. It is so popular in India nowadays.
Apart from being in India,
and there are so many players. Like Pradeep Narwal is the raid machine.
Yeah.
He scored 1800 plus points in Pro Kabaddi League, and it's the world's best raider.
Wow.
At this moment. So there are few like Maninder Singh. He's on second. The third.
It's just limited to India.
Yeah.
It's just limited to India.
Let me come to the fourth one. It's Faisal Atrachali. He's a defender from Iran.
All right.
So the people, the players who get the exposure in Pro Kabaddi League are already in a limelight.
Okay, they're in the limelight.
Yeah.
So what kind of measures do you think that can actually be done for you to get a global recognition? Because if I know to my audience at the time when I got Kabaddi, they had it for the first time through me. So they were actually looking right now. I'd like to know, what do you think it can be done to make it a global sensation?
Okay, so there are players from other countries as well, like Pakistani. The Kabaddi is Bangladesh's national game.
Okay.
But they don't have such leagues. So if other countries would start a league, just like after first in England has started, then IPL has started. IPL is popular, so now big bash league in every other country has started. Maybe on a small level, they at least started. So
like
if other countries like Iran, South Korea, then Pakistan, Bangladesh.
These are still Asian countries, though.
Sure.
That's still the Asian countries only.
It's Asian countries. If they start to gain popularity, then it could spread out.
So getting what you said for what I've actually gathered for what you said is all this, each nation interested already having Kabaddi ongoing should at least implement having a league that league can actually help boost. So because league, from what I've actually gathered from IPL, it helped boost cricket in India, and you have the pro league, Kabaddi Pro League as well, actually help boost it. So this actually, we've seen it work.
Yeah.
So that means if we actually implement that in other teams, that actually get the popularity that it deserves.
I mean, just imagine having a league started here in UK, and people get to see how Kabaddi is. Probably because that could be more intriguing for somebody to look at the sport for the first time.
Exactly.
It's
like how it did to me, because I have to.
It's like
stunned. I was stunned. I was like, okay.
It's like gladiators, fighting, like, because it's a combat sport. You don't have much combat sports going on. Obviously, UFC is 1-on-1, but then you don't have other combat sports. So you see one player trying to get hold of, 7 players trying to get hold of one player, and he's escaping it from all of the 7 players. Obviously, this would make sense to the larger audience as well, and obviously they would find it interesting. It's just a matter of somebody starting it and just putting it to the audience.
Okay.
And it's just a 40-minute place with 20 split in 2 halves. 20.
Interesting point,
Oh, it's even
There's only 40 minutes.
40 minutes. So it's 40
so
minutes.
dopamine is always high. You do not know what is going to happen.
It's going to be a tempo. If it's 20 minutes,
you cannot rest.
That's going to be one of the most fastest and intense 20 minutes of your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the audience will be at. Is there always silence in the crowd?
No,
you could be cheering. It doesn't have to be
because you know what it means, like when you.
It's like football. They are always saying something. It's never like cricket or tennis.
Cricket is a silent game. It's a silent sport.
No. I think in cricket, if you are playing in subcontinent, the crowd is always vibrant. It's just probably here in UK, the crowd is always like.
Yeah.
I mean, even here, sometimes during the test matches, they do. If the Aussies are playing, the arch rivals of England, then they know how hostile it could be. Ask everybody to near the ropes. They have to suspend the members.
Yeah.
I do remember the poor experience of.
They have to suspend them.
Yeah, they had to suspend the members of the club because they were abusing to the players.
Oh,
so,
it's always that's these. It comes with the sports most times. Bullies. It's always. I don't know how it came to be that. It's part of a sport thing that when you bully the opponents, they get there to make mistakes.
Yeah, because you get under the skin.
Because
get to
they are playing with their mind, your mind trick.
Yeah, but I love that quote. He said that even no matter who said that, no matter how noisy the crowd is, I'm gonna win. The Australian captain, right?
Yeah, Australian captain, because he has winning mindset.
Must have a thief skin there.
Yeah.
I love that. No matter how crowd it is, so that means he has his own vacuum that he enters, that he blacks out from everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't hear any sound.
It shows the attacking that they came prepared.
And they're aggressive with it. They're really aggressive. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, Mohit and Riddhi. And this is so I'm so grateful having you guys here. It means so much to me and giving me so much insight about Kabaddi. And trust me, I'll be looking forward to this World Cup coming up tomorrow. Yeah. And it's happening right here in England, which is a good thing in Birmingham, right?
Yeah, Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham, Liverpool.
Coventry. So is something that I look forward to. It's going to be an interesting time for me to get the experience, try to know really how this combat sport is going to be, and see how I can actually influence it across Africa as well. So I would say, is there anything you'd like to add before we call it a day today?
You must watch a few clips of Pro Kabaddi League and see how breathtaking the action could be. Just to get used to the sport. Yeah.
Oh God. I like that. I'm gonna have that, honestly.
At least, watch a few of the top moments.
Yeah.
You will be just like her.
Yeah. Yes.
One of them is Pradeep, the Dubki King.
Okay.
The world's best raider is just escaping.
Like 2 people trying to hold him and then just go.
And they didn't touch him.
Yeah.
They touched him. They tried to hold him back, but somehow he crossed the line.
He crossed the line.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes people just jump over the other people. And it's just
that's Pawan Sherawat, the flying king. You know, Pawan means wind, and he just flies.
Okay. Wind. It means wind.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Namaste. Okay, thank you. All right, so I want to say a very big thank you for everyone for watching, and please, like he said, having a clips, just watch a little bit of Kabaddi, see what it feels like, see how the breathtaking action, the ever time-stopping moment. Your heartbeat's gonna stop. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy it, and it's something we look forward to see how it's gonna have a global recognition and travel more wide. Not that it's not a global sensation already, but it needs to get more popular. The same way we have cricket, football, basketball. All right. So we'll sometime next week we're going to talk about more about this. We're going to give you more insight what's happening in the Kabaddi. We'll working a way around it and see how we can actually implement that into our show to talk about the Kabaddi, talk about the cricket, especially the IPL that's actually coming up, having some reactions on the matches. So we'll have in the coming weeks and coming days, we'll be able to see how we can actually put it into our show to give you what is happening in these sports. So like you always know, I'm always here, Insonet Uche, as your host on the wheel, taking through the wins of Kabaddi, cricket, and all the sports around the globe. So right now we stop on the shows of Kabaddi and cricket. And to wrap it up, I would say thank you to you. Thank you. And to you all at home, I will say namaste. Have a wonderful day and see you next week. Ciao.
Ta-ta.
Thank you.